Now, with a growing need for instant gratification and reducing the time required to getting things done, e-commerce platforms are on the rise here on the continent. Glovo, an application that allows users to get anything delivered instantly, launched in Kenya earlier this month. Now, Rodrigo Alier, the Regional General Manager, Eastern Europe, Middle East and Africa, joined us earlier to share more on this.
Glovo, we are a global digital platform that basically enables users and customers to order whatever they want, whenever, wherever. No, I think this is a trend. It's a global trend and also an African trend. People are seeking for convenience, and Glovo is bringing that convenience. No, the fact of being able to order your favorite restaurant, your groceries, your favorite gift to someone, or even send some flowers to your family in a matter of minutes. This means that we usually deliver an average of 45 minutes. It's something unique, no? And we clearly see a trend on that convenience and making cities accessible to everyone.
Yes, and now we've seen that Glovo launched in Nairobi right after launching in Morocco as well as Cairo. Yeah, now what led to you selecting these locations, and should we look forward to you branching out into more in here on the continent?
So definitely, we see a lot of appetite on the Africa market itself. We see, on top of the markets that you mentioned, we also recently launched Côte d'Ivoire, and eventually why we're launching in these markets. First of all, is because of the product fit. We see, as I was mentioning before, we see a lot of people seeking for this convenience, and we see a space actually for us to expand our services. We see a lot of potential demand coming from this kind of service, a lot of appetite for the fact of being able, to have really convenience and home in matter of minutes. No, I think the fact of Glovo bringing the opportunity to not only to be order and deliver food, but also deliver other categories such as groceries, drinks, flowers, gifts. It's a unique value proposition in the region, and we strongly believe that a product like Glovo has a super strong product fit in the region. And we want to capitalize on the market now because we know, as you know, the African landscape, it's really thrilling in e-commerce, and we want to be part of that wave from day one. And that's why we're entering the market right now.
Yes, and now when we look at the Nairobi market, Glovo is not the only e-commerce platform. And how are you planning to deal with the competition there in Kenya?
So that's a fair point. No, again, as I was mentioning before, one of the key points is we are a multi-category platform. This means that as you know, food delivery is a trend, but also Glovo focuses as well in other categories, no, such as groceries, for example. That, for example, in Nairobi, we're seeing a lot of Kenyans effectively ordering a lot of groceries through the application. Also, the fact of delivering in a matter of minutes, in the less than 45 minutes, we believe it's something very disruptive for the Kenyan landscape, and we want to capitalize on that. We want to provide great ops, great UX, so every customer can benefit from it. And that competitive advantage, I think, is something that it could be uniquely proposed by a company like Glovo.
Yes, and the e-commerce platform has been in Kenya since February, for some months now. How has the market reacted to your products, and how could you share with us the statistics as well? How many people currently active users?
So I think the market has been thrilling from day one. We had a soft launch back in at the end of the year, as we're referring to, and we have. We at the beginning, as I was mentioning, we clearly focused on our operations, on providing solid operations. Now we have been capitalizing from it, and actually we have been investing on the market. We just recently launched our television commercial promoting our services, focusing on the multi-category approach and the convenience in matter of minutes that we have. The market is growing very fast. We're very happy to see the growth. We're now reaching, we're reaching thousands of active customers on a weekly basis. We have strong partners already on the ground, so we're partnering with a strong restaurant brands such as Chicken Inn, Pizza Inn, and more brands, local brands that are enable us to make our room in the market and also engage in a proper way with customers. No, for us, it's really important to make sure that we are offering relevant offerings to the different customers, and that's why now we're focusing on building those pillars and having the right partners on our side. But so far, we're growing very fast, and we're very excited about what's going to come.
Yes, and you've touched on investments. Now, how much did you inject into the Kenyan market, and when should you, as the company, start expecting to make profits?
So so far, we have been, as I told you, especially in the last quarter, in Q2, we started our investment. With our TV commercial, also our online advertising and different campaigns that we have been running with our top partners. I think we have been seeing a lot of attractive there. This is just the beginning. Again, as I was saying at the beginning of this interview, we see a lot of potential on the market. Now we're identifying actually where to invest. And actually now with the funding that we got, we're actually planning to have aggressive marketing campaigns to keep acquiring customers and also retaining them.
Yes, and we've also seen that the e-commerce platform was launched in 2015, I think, in Barcelona. And in just 4 years, it is in over 20 countries and across 3 continents. Now, what could you say attributes to this growth? And what lessons could you bring from the market abroad to apply here on the African continent?
I think Glovo, especially during 2018, we took a very aggressive approach on expansion. We believed on time to market. We believed that bringing our footprint to different markets, not only to Spanish markets, were actually a good opportunity for us. No, again, what's something that was clear. Now, Glovo, as you were saying, now it's present in Europe, in Latin America, and also in Middle East and Africa. And now the key learning is actually localization, no, customization your message in order to acquire local customers. For us, it's really important to make sure we send the right message and we acquire customers, making sure we bring them the relevant content. No? A clear example of that is how, for example, we have localized our TV commercial in Kenya and also in Cote d'Ivoire to make sure, we're claiming the attention of in this case of Kenya, of the Kenyan consumers.
Yes, and in Kenya, how many workers, how many employees, or rather, do you have at the moment? And how do you project to impact the Kenyan economy?
So, I mean, in Kenya, we have built a strong local team, but in terms of couriers that collaborate with our platform, we have already hundreds of couriers that collaborate with Glovo on a weekly basis. So we're very excited about this because, again, one of our, Glovo is willing to make an impact, no? In every country we go, we're generating a lot of impact in all the stakeholders that we touch. Of course, from the customers, but also for the small business that we touch, and we start growing their sales on this last mile delivery, but as well, of course, to our couriers, that eventually, we're bringing them the opportunity of collaborating with our platform and accessing, to income that eventually could generate a lot of revenues for them, collaborating with a platform like Glovo. Currently, we have like hundreds of couriers in Kenya and more to come.